Hello YouTube, it's Mike MacDonald. This is my 2-month Surgersery. I'm a couple days late. It's been busy. My surgery was on February 24th, and so I'm kind of in between week 8 and 9 right now of this year, 2014. Just did a couple quick reflections. Today, my first time I saw my surgeon was January 17th. I weighed 368. Blood pressure was 180 over 100 on meds. Last week I broke into the Tudorville, Twunderland, whatever we want to call it. But I was clearly, I was under 200. It went from 300 to all of a sudden one day, it was 296.7. And that was a cheap thrill. And so I had a great week regardless. I've stayed pretty much same since that time, a little bit less, but I'm going to weigh in today at 296. And but, you know, so it was 72 pounds from the first time I saw my surgeon in January 17th, and 54 pounds I've lost since surgery. Blood pressure, pretty regular now, about 117 over 80. I get them sometime 119 over 77. They're all right around there now. Changed the timing of my med, that one med, that's the one I'm on still, that and Acifix. But it's been an interesting 2 months. I got a call from my number 3 daughter, who said she'd watch one of the videos. And Rachel, I love you, and it just really it blessed me. I was shocked because I do this for me, and I do this to share back to this community because everyone's so encouraging and supportive. And so it's been a busy time for work, and so it really touched me. I was really touched. Then my wife said she watched it finally, and it was all good. I was blessed. So anyway, it's Sunday. I usually do mine on Saturday. I was home doing some cool things, which I was home working on a flower bed that I had to dig up and tear up a bunch of plants and turn the soil over and just work with, but I had the energy and the stamina and the ability to do that and reset some sprinklers and get it all back. And so I did that yesterday and part of today. So it was a good reason I wasn't here. I was doing something fun at home. 2 months reflection. There was this huge pump, the crescendo downward where you just are falling down with weight coming off, and then you kind of hit. For me, it was at 309, where I just flew down. I mean, I'm dropping massive amounts of weight, and all of a sudden I hit this 309, and it was there for a bit. And then all of a sudden I dropped to 300, and it was there for a bit. And I don't know if that's the new norm. I don't care really, because I had the greatest NSV this past week when my wife said to me, if we don't lose 1 other pound, I'm happy. This has been a tremendous success. And that, I needed to hear that. The next day I actually dropped my 4 pounds, so it was kind of cool. So I love you, Carol. Thanks for sharing that. It's just been a really good thing. There's a lot of you on this that I look forward to seeing their videos and watching them, and they reach out and they keep it real. And, I think Adam, Shoop, he kept it real, and some reasons. I thought there were good points of reflection, so thank you for sharing your video on things that could make you slip. I think it's always good to stay aware of what caused us to get where we're at, and I appreciate that, Adam. I appreciate what you did. VSG Bobby is probably one of my faves because I just think he's just a blast. If I was ever on the East Coast, I'd absolutely call him because he's just a fun, alive guy that keeps it real. And I agreed with what he talked about, goals, and I guess that's been a topic of this community. And I'm really I think goals are real personal. I think they're really individual, and I think nobody's goal really applies to me. My goals apply to me, and my goals don't apply to you. And so my number one thing in this whole journey is unequivocally not a scale number. I mean, that's a measurement. That's not a goal. For me, it's purely been health. I worried about my mortality, that I was going to die, that I wasn't going to stay healthy. This is about health. For me, it is about longevity. It's about seeing grandkids. It's about enjoying another 20 or 30 years with my family. It is, and just being more alive and energized in this journey. So that, to me, goals are very personal. And I'm a goal setter. and I'm competitive. I'm competitive with myself. I get pissed off when I'm not reaching, my 3 to 4 pounds a week, 4 pounds, 5 pounds. I mean, I want to see that scale. I mean, so is the scale a point of measurement? Yeah, I'm a daily weigher, and when my wife sees me walking out, I'm grumpy if I don't have a good scale reading. But the good news is, it's a downward crescendo, and you just have these new layers of, oh, this is the new norm, and then it goes down, and so I'm pushing it. But this has been a good week, and work was good. I've had to stay focused, not being in my normal little environment, so I've been on the bike a bunch of times, but not in my normal rhythm. I have a 18-mile bike loop that I do that has some hills that has been really fun, and other than that, it's been a good week. I would tell you that I think this has been one of the most profound experiences for me, because the surgical will, that is worth the price of admission for me in this 2-month reflection. The ability when things are not good, I can't put any more in the pipe. And I know I've been really good using Adam's things. I haven't eaten my trigger foods. I've had 2 tastes of sweet. I had at my daughter's birthday, I had a little 1 square inch of a coconut tart, which was just great. And other than that, I've stayed away from the trigger things that make me go. I have had my little taste of Jack Daniels. I haven't had my beer, Anchor Steam. That saddens me, because today when I was working, I love to crack one of them babies open. So I've stayed away from all carbonated beverages. But I have had my cocktails, and I enjoy that. We're trying to figure out a few things. There's some things I miss immensely. Oatmeal is one that I miss. So I'm trying to figure out how to count those carbs and be able to have in the morning a little oatmeal with some protein powder, so when I ride to work. But I don't know. Those are the challenges. But I don't miss. I mean, I'm a starch guy, a carb guy, and having those restricted has been very good. I mean, going to a Mexican restaurant and powering down a couple baskets of chips and salsa with a few Dos Equis is not a bad thing But right now, I can't do it, and I don't do it. So I don't go to Mexican restaurants. Because that's one that I'd be one of my triggers. I stay away from cookies and snacks and all those things. Anything in a package, chips. I got this stupid vending machine in my office that has everything bad in it, and I just said I can't go to the vending machine for anything. And so I haven't crossed that path once. A maple bar. I like a maple bar, I'll tell you, and I'm a maple bar aficionado. So I don't go to I haven't had a maple bar. I haven't had a taste of one, and I'm not going to. Those are those trigger things that I see how that works. There was one person who reflected, this is about a journey. I've tried really hard now to have normal dinners with my wife. I may not have starches, I may not have carbs, but I've tried to keep, I go over my 40 grams of carbs almost every day out, so it's not like I'm not eating carbs. But when you eat a pear or you eat stuff like that, they have carbs. And so it's just been a real interesting journey. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. I don't like people who ramble, so I'm going to nip this off. It's been a great 2 months. I am blessed, and I thank the Lord every day that He allowed me to go through this journey, because I am healthier. I am way healthier than I was, and I'm just going to get healthier. And I can't wait for the summer, because I can do a lot of stuff I wasn't doing. I cleaned my swimming pool, so I'm going to be swimming. It's now I can jump in. Before it was an algae pit, but that took a while to get that fixed. So as it warms up, I'll be in that pool swimming a little bit more than I have in the past. So anyway, once again, thanks for all those. Hey, Scott Gastric Tiger, that was a great videos with your wife. What a cool couple. And I thought your authenticity about living as us, I thought, once again, Scott, you married way above yourself. It was a really, thank you for sharing that. But anyway, blessings on you all, and I will chat with you in a week.